Perception is our reality. Our perception is our reality. And this is why assuming a misunderstanding is so important. And it allows you to assert yourself with empathy. It's like something is off. Maybe there was a conflict in the team or a project or someone didn't, meet a deadline or something. Instead of going in and blowing them up, you go in and say, hey, John, you know what? Over this ABC project, I think there's been a misunderstanding somewhere along the way. Let's talk about it. So instantly what you've done is diffuse the situation, because if you go in and start, blaming and pointing fingers and trying to defend yourself, you create so much friction and tension that you can't respond intellectually, you can't be calm. So if we assume a misunderstanding, you guys, I use this it's probably the only reason we've been married 23 years. It's because we always assume a misunderstanding. I mean, there's been so many times that it's been a misunderstanding. I also love this. We're gonna go through how to do this in a second, but this is another funny a misunderstanding. I saw this text thread. I'm here for you. Thanks, I'm going through a tough time, so it means a lot. And sorry, I lost all my contacts. Who's this? This is your Uber driver. Right? But how much of your communication is in the ditch? Is that hilarious? Oh, okay. How much of your miscommunication happens in the digital world? An email, a text, misunderstood. They didn't get what you were trying to say, or you were short. I mean, I've seen this happen time and time again, where you pour your heart out and you're like, so what do you think? And they write back, sounds good. And you're like, well, sounds good. Like, do they really think it's good? I don't know if they think it's good. And we just go through this whole thing. So this is why it's so important to assume a misunderstanding. So I have created this ACE methodology for conflict resolution. Super easy to remember for the next time you guys have to go into difficult conversations, because that's what life is about. We have difficult conversations. 1, assume a misunderstanding. It's the easiest way to diffuse the situation and balance assertiveness and empathy. C, calmly collaborate and compromise, okay? Collaborate. Think about what you can do. How can we meet in the middle on this? Whatever it might be. Where is the misunderstanding? And then sometimes you're just gonna have to compromise. You're not gonna get your way every time. So you have to learn how to compromise. And then finally, extinguish it. Just extinguish it. You can't keep bringing up stuff especially in your personal relationships where you're like, well, do you remember 2 years ago when you did X, Y, Z? Let it go. Once you've diffused it and you've agreed on it, just extinguish it. Let it go. People make mistakes.